Alright, here's my review on the Rubies Supreme Edition Boba Fett costume. You can buy online for like $700-800 depending on what site you go to. Don't mind any of this stuff in the bag. That's my sister-in-law's. It's cluttering up my garage. So anyway, this is not how the costume comes. I've done a lot of work to it. I just got done shooting a video and I was cussing and swearing all in it, so I'm not gonna post it. So basically, anyway, this armor, it's completely flat when you buy it. I bought a heat gun and I kind of contoured it to go around the body. When you get it, it's just velcroed onto this vest. This vest is super huge. I've already had it hemmed up to fit me. You can see all the, not too good. This is the first armor-based costume that I've had to do to heat bend plastic. So anyway, this is the plastic it comes with, so I'm probably gonna end up buying some new armor. Basically what I'm saying is, don't buy this costume. If you're going to buy a Boba Fett costume, plan a year ahead at least, at the minimum, just so you can work on it, buy the pieces, paint the pieces, mold the pieces. The Wookiee braids you get aren't going to wrap around the shoulder like this. I actually had to buy these. You just get a thin, it velcros on the top and the back, and it just comes down to about right here. And there's 3 Wookiee braids, and that's as long as they go. They don't wrap around the shoulder like these. Of course, these were flat. You can see where I heated it up and bent it. This is not the flight suit that you get. The flight suit it comes with is this cheap Halloween costume material. It's ridiculous. It's super large. It's like a double X, so you're not going to fit into it. So the back of the vest, when you get it, you're not going to have a zipper like I have. Of course, I've attached this string so I can put it on myself and I don't need help. It velcros. Believe it or not, the back of this vest velcros. So it requires 2 people to put it on. It's super huge. Everything sticks out. Everything's this cheap plastic. It's gonna crack. Poorly painted. So if you think that's a poor paint job, it's because I've taken some gray paint with a little tiny sponge and I kind of went over the areas they painted. So let's kind of look at it. If you see the discolored gray in there, that's one of their gray streaks that they made. That's another gray. Basically, they just made marks like this all along it, and what I had to do is I had to take a gray sponge and kind of cover those areas up. I was in a rush to wear this. I did not do my research. This fell off. I actually screwed it on the other side. I did the same with all this. I mean, it was horrible. I took a little sponge with some gray and just to cover up the nasty paint job they did. I installed this. It works. I got the battery in here. I'm not really going to turn it on. It's a little reflective tape. I'm going to do something about that. So this armor, it's going to choke you. So what I did is I heated up and bent it around there. And here's the back armor plate. And no, it does not detach from the jetpack. The jetpack fell off the first time I wore it. And it's cracked already. And I've JB welded. I don't recommend JB welding plastic. I tried some Gorilla Glue. This is just poorly. I've already cut and heat bended all this and bended this and disformed it, but it's halfway. No, I wouldn't say halfway decent. So I bought the flight suit. It was about $130. I made this rope belt. This is not the rope belt it comes with. I don't know where the rope belt is. I might have threw it out. I don't know why I kept this, but this is what you get. You can't even use the pockets on it, so you're gonna end up buying one of these. I think I bought the cheapest one. It was like $40, but at the same time, like I said, I didn't do my research. It doesn't sit right. I need a different style of pouches. So let's talk about the helmet. I mean, that paint job's horrible, and so basically I didn't want to repaint it green. I didn't have time, because I would have had to redo these yellow lines, and I had to get a stencil, and I didn't want to waste my time on it. So I just took a sponge and I went over those nasty streaks they had. And I had some nasty looking streaks here, so I just kind of sponged it out just halfway decent. I mean, the helmet, yeah, I kind of like the helmet. I've looked at a bunch of reviews, YouTube reviews. You can make your own helmets, but this is actually pretty decent. I put some tint on the visor so it's a lot darker. And I put some foam in here. I'm not sure, I can't remember. This foam might have came with it. I've already put some more foam, just kind of fit my head better. So it sits where it's supposed to sit so I could see out of this, as you're really restricted view in that. The shoes, I made the shoes. This is aluminum. I bent the aluminum. These are little wooden dowel rods that I took a pencil sharpener to and painted them. And I think I bought these shoes on Amazon for like 30 bucks, and I painted all this gray and I left the black areas. Like I said, I wore this last year a few times. I had fun wearing it. It was great. So let's talk about the jetpack. And I kind of wish I would have shot a video before I even started doing any of this to the jetpack. I think that glue's dry by now. So anyway, this is the jetpack you get, and as you can see, you can see where I've sponged it gray because they just had those cheap, nasty lines on it. I mean, it was like 2-year-old Chinese sweatshop, fucking with a paintbrush just going little lines. It's gonna crack all over the place. So basically, it comes in 2 pieces, but you don't get it in 2 pieces. Of course, maybe later it'll fall apart into 2 pieces. So if you can just imagine, there's little cuts in this plastic right here. I guess they cut it at the factory, and one side goes on the outside of this about to here, and the other side goes on the inside. This goes on the outside, the inside, the outside, and so forth, all the way around this jetpack. And then they just, I don't know, they have a tub of goop, and they just take it and they just smear it right on there, smear it on there. I don't know why they would cut this section, maybe to get it to fit in there, and they just smear it all on there. You can see their fingerprints and everything. It was ridiculous. The rocket thrusters, I mean, it's not even painted fully. Paint chipping. It's in 2 pieces. You can see the glue. So if you can imagine this being on here, I mean, it was just caked with glue that they just painted silver later. And well, there's the missile piece. Of course, it's not on the top because it broke. And I've tried to repair it, and it breaks again. Repaired it. This is beyond repair. I have to get a new missile piece. I cannot repair this anymore. It's poorly made, and so it sits up there, and it sat up maybe about 1/4 of an inch high, just covered in glue. Actually, I left the glue on there still. So if you can see how nasty that looks, I mean, it was a lot worse. I've just peeled it off, just bored, just thinking of how I'm gonna fix this up. So it was a lot worse. That's beyond repair. So if you're looking to do a Boba Fett costume, just make sure you start a year in advance. Do not buy the Rubies costume. It's just gonna fall apart. These little plastic pieces fall off. I've actually had to screw these in. It comes with cheap hoses. This falls off. I screwed this in. There's no foam around the wrist. I put this to make it feel a little bit better. The Velcro is very, very poor. I had to put my own Velcro on it. I wish I would have done my research, but like I said, I was in a rush, and I love Boba Fett. He's my favorite. So just I guess good luck to you. Do not buy this costume. If you do buy it and you did watch this video, you're a sucker, because I'm telling you right now, it's a cheap, ridiculous costume. Velcro doesn't even stick half the time, and so don't even buy this for a base, just to fix up, because you're gonna regret it. So anyway, that's my review. Good luck.